This is Mr. S. Today we are going to learn about the operating system ecosystems and differentiation between the types of OS that may be of the Windows OS, Mac OS, and Android OS. So let's start. Operating system ecosystems. It is a strategic and architectural comparison of Android, Mac OS, and Windows OS. The core architecture is of the analyzing the fundamental software kernels and designs powering global devices. Kernel and foundations. Unix or Linux foundations. Android and Mac OS both draw lineage from open source Unix like families emphasizing structural stability, absolute user permissions, and multi-user performance security. Android. It utilizes a specialized Linux kernel with custom runtime layers. The Mac OS. It is built on the Darwin combined XNU and BSD microkernels lineages. Windows NT architecture. The Microsoft Windows utilizes a proprietary hybrid kernel structure designed natively from the ground up, prioritizing robust backward compatibility and business adaptability. Windows kernel hybrid architecture used to user and kernel space isolation. Ecosystem based native APIs. That means application programming interfaces. Windows 32 one with superior performance across legacy platforms. Next, there comes the Android mobile dominance. Initially, it is designed for camera screens. Android was acquired and refocused by Google to lead mobile-first paradigms globally. System kernels. It is an open source Linux baseline customized for touchscreen and wireless interfaces. Hardware strategy. It runs on thousands of disparate devices from luxury phones to budget LOT chips or IoT chips. Ecosystem example Google Pixel and Samsung Galaxy lineups running Android 14, 15. Mac OS premium integration. It is developed strictly by Apple. Mac OS is engineered strictly alongside standard hardware, resulting in unmatched energy and operational efficiencies. Unified Silicon. Direct optimization for Apple M series SoC architecture. Industry baseline. The premier standard for creative professionals, developers, and designers. Ecosystem example Apple MacBook Pro and Mac Studio running Mac OS Sonoma Sequoia. See, here's the interface of the Mac OS of the Mac laptop. Next, here comes the Windows OS Enterprise Core. The global enterprise standard. Windows is designed to sustain operational productivity, comprehensive hardware flexibility, and gaming dominance. Application breadth. Exceptional support for legacy business software and standard high-budget games. Hardware range. Runs across almost any customized computer hardware configuration imaginable. Ecosystem example Dell XPS workstations and Lenovo ThinkPads running Windows 11. Ecosystem comparison matrix. You can see here there's given a table which consists of the metric dimension Android OS, Mac, Apple OS, Microsoft Windows OS. There are given the four metric dimensions here: the primary code, default license, customizability, primary app store. The Android OS, Apple Mac OS, Microsoft Windows. Android OS is of the Linux-based open kernel. Apple Mac is of Darwin BSD hybrid core. Microsoft Windows is a proprietary NT core. Default license is open source AOSP for Android OS, closed or Apple hardware exclusive for Apple Mac OS, proprietary retail license for Windows Microsoft OS. Customizability extremely high root level access for Android OS, restricted or curated experience for Apple Mac OS, high registry third party tweaks for Microsoft Windows. Primary app store is of the Google Play Store, side loads for Android OS, Mac App Store or direct installer for Apple Mac OS, Microsoft Store or web installers for the Microsoft Windows. Next, there comes the primary use cases. They are the mobile and smart IoT, standard OS for worldwide smart mobile terminals, media players, smart TVs, and wearable accessories units. Creative production, highly preferred by software developers, creative studio directors, audio video editors, and premium business users. Enterprise gaming, the foundational core of global enterprise database management, Active Directories, administrative networks, and high performance PC gaming. Next, there comes the Global desktop dominions. It is a 63.6% market share and price scale advantages of despite heavy competition from alternative systems and premium hardware markets. Microsoft Windows continues to command nearly two-thirds of the total global computing footprint in corporate environments. Its massive backwards compatibility, which informs backbone of active business architecture around the world. Ecosystem market proportions. So you can clearly see here's a pie chart which states the different types of the OSs, ecosystem market proportions. The market distribution metrics for modern personal computer workstations, Windows maintains direct global dominions, while Mac OS serves as a leading premium hardware contender. Here is given the Microsoft Windows is of 64%, Apple Mac OS is of 14%, and the Linux other systems of 22%. Next starts with the systematic evaluation. The system openness for Android is of 95 out of 100. Integrated security for macOS is of 88 out of 100, and hardware compatibility is for Windows is of 90 by 100, 90 for 100, and legacy support is of Windows is of 95 for 100. It is architectural comparisons core indexed against core engineering characteristics. Open system prioritize user freedom while closed system optimize for system consistency and end-to-end security. Okay, thank you. That's all for today.